What is going on, everybody? My name is Nick, and it is time once again to talk about some more news. And this is probably going to be the biggest news of 2016, at least probably in at least the top 2 or 3 of the entire year. Who knows how the rest of the year is going to go. But of course, that is the fact that Minzy, formerly of 21, has not renewed her contract with YG Entertainment, so she has left the company and the group. She's apparently looking to do something else. And of course, that is quite some devastating news to a lot of people because 21 is a massively popular group. Losing a member like that for a veteran group such as 21, not a good thing. It doesn't particularly work out so well. You know, we've seen that with group, previous groups and stuff like that. So let's talk about it. So, this is overall something similar to what I was expecting was going to happen regarding 21. Over the last year especially, it's really kind of felt that 21 really wasn't a thing. They were just gone. They kind of, existed in name, but they didn't actually exist as a group. So, for me personally, the next news bit that I was expecting to hear after, the next news bit that I was expecting to hear about them was basically going to be like something along the lines of how the group is disbanding, but CL is continuing with solo activities and stuff like that. This is definitely less worse than that, but it definitely also is not good in any way because it's basically the same thing. So, and I really felt, okay, so of course they went on a 2-year-long hiatus after Park Bom's drug scandal broke, and they haven't really been able to overcome the negative attention from that, I think, and, that's not particularly good. And it's really felt to me especially over the last year that I've been kind of aware that a lot of people have been like, 21 needs to come back. Where is 21? Let's just get over it. That, YG has been doing everything possible to avoid a lot of negative attention drawn to 21 as a group. And, of course, the drug scandal and all of the people who are going to always be, say bad things and post negative comments on the internet about Park Bom, they're never going to go away. They weren't going away. And I kind of feel, and I really do get the feeling that their surprise performance at the end of the year or at the end of last year was not specifically kind of like, maybe at best it was like a reunion, but everyone kind of like, oh my God, they're back. But I really kind of think that it was just kind of like a thing where they're going to come out, they're going to make a public appearance. It's going to be a test the waters to see how it goes, what the reaction was. And, from my perspective, the reaction was overwhelmingly positive, but that of course is my sphere of people that I keep track of are international fans. So the international fans were psyched because international fans don't see the whole drug thing as such of a bad deal or such of a big deal for the most part. Korean fans, on the other hand, 1, they were excited to see that they were back. 2, there was also a very, very loud portion of them that still were like beating Bom over the head with her drug scandal, so it hasn't gone away. And, I think that YG saw that and was like, you know what, maybe it's not time for 21 to make a comeback just yet. And you also add the whole scandal thing to the fact that literally the entirety of last year was focusing on CL and a US solo debut. 21 basically was seemingly not on the minds of anybody at YG Entertainment. At least from, again, a fan's perspective. I don't know what's going on with the company internally, but I just know is what I see from the outside. And was not getting the feeling that, 21 was even a priority because, CL is going around touring basically and having fun with Diplo and Skrillex and doing all kinds of stuff like that, producing Dr. Pepper, which is, for fun. And then, towards the end of last year, releasing Hello Bitches because she didn't actually make the solo debut that everyone was expecting was going to happen over the summer of last year, which then everyone is expecting is going to be pushed back to this year at some point. So, 21, in my opinion, or just my feeling, was never going to make a comeback if they ever were until after CL's, US promotions or whatever was finished. But the according to YG, though, he does say, or the company has said that 21 as a trio are going to be releasing something very, very soon in this year. And you know, you know, as a K-pop fan, generally speaking, or not generally speaking, you know, it's kind of a joke. Like, you can tell who the new K-pop fans are when they believe that anything YG says as far as a schedule or, you know, dates or anything like that pertaining to YG artists, because YG runs on YG time. They probably don't have any clocks and calendars inside the building because they don't have any sort of sense of concept or on how time actually moves in the real world, it seems at times. But, you know, they say that 21 is coming back as a trio, minus her, minus Minzy, and I really, you know, do not believe that. And again, so this plays back to avoiding, you know, any sort of controversy and scandal and negative attention on 21 as a whole. And of course, if you say, well, you know, the group, Minzy's gone, and so now that means that the group is over. Blackjack's a very, very large fan base fandom you've got there that is, you know, supporting like the only girl group at YG, really, or the only girl group that's like, you know, K-pop at YG. Having them turn against you is probably not the best thing. Losing their support, again, also probably not the best thing. And, you know, there's probably a very large crossover between people who like 21 and people who like Big Bang, iKON, Winner, anything like that. So alienating them, or the possibility of alienating them and driving them away from your company and your groups, not something I think that YG particularly wants to do. Not to mention that fans particularly like to hate other members of the group. You look at Jessica and Girls' Generation, fans hate one or the other side of that for whatever reason, and are kind of unwilling to support the other party depending on who they support, on which side they support. So, you know, people who like Minzy might not be so, you know, willing to support a CL solo, because she's definitely going to continue with a solo career when 21 is done. It's pretty obvious that, you know, CL seems to be the focus on that group. So, you know, fans of Minzy might not, fans of any of the other members probably might not or will at least hold a grudge against CL, and that kind of might hurt the future prospects of the remaining 21 members for whatever it is that they choose to do. So, I mean, it makes sense. Say that they're still, you know, a group, and that they're going to be releasing something in 2016 in order to not upset fans and cause some sort of, you know, give them some sort of, you know, grudge to hold against another member as they release something on a solo. And, you know, just overall avoiding any sort of controversy that can hurt 21 and the remaining members in whatever it is that they decide to do. You know, and then you add on the whole fact that, like, you know, 3 members in 21 isn't really 21, is it? And, you know, this is the signal that the group is finished. And all you have to do is you have to look back at Kara and what happened over the last year that group was in existence to see that didn't quite work out. That's been a group that's been around for just about as long as 21 has, if not even longer. You know, they lost some really important members of their group. They tried to replace them in a really weird way that fans didn't particularly like, and that completely backfired on DSP, and Kara obviously does not exist anymore. So 21, depending on how YG manages this, might be finished within, like, say, a year. They might release something just to gauge, or to, you know, they might release something, and depending on how well that is received, they might continue, they might not. Now, news that kind of broke after I wrote this is that apparently the rest of the members of the group didn't know that Minzy had not decided to renew her contract, which is weird. But, I mean, and I don't specifically know what is going on behind that. Maybe that is, you know, again, this is coming from YG Entertainment or news or wherever it came from. I don't know. That just sounds weird. And then you've got Minzy's dad posting on social media saying, oh, well, I'm going to reveal the truth, and the truth is not something that you want to hear. And then later taking that back and just saying, like, please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I don't want to cause any sort of controversy, except it seemed that he did. But, you know, this whole thing has the potential to, or had the potential to get messy. It seems like they've avoided the mess and the drama, and it's just going to die quietly. But, you know, it's big. This is definitely, you know, a huge shock to everybody. And, I'm not a particular fan of 21. I don't, like them. I don't think that they are, like the queens that everyone says that they are. But, I can't deny, or, I have some respect for the veteran group and the presence that they have as a group, the impact that they've had on K-pop in the entire time that they've been around. So it's really kind of sad to see such a, in my opinion, huge blow to the strength and health of this group. And I'm really, really interested to see how this goes because, like I said, I kind of think that over the last year or so that they've been using the 21 name really, or YG has been using the 21 name as a way to kind of help promote CL's solo career and spread that and use the fan support for 21 to help, give her a little boost in whatever it is that she decides to do, which isn't bad. It's good business. It's the way that you should do things. But, obviously from what I feel is that 21 has not been the focus, and something like this was going to happen because, if you're a performer, you got to make money. If you're not performing or you're not making anything, you're not making money, you're not living, you got to do what's good for you. So, say, screw YG, you're not helping me out with living my life. I got to go do me and, figure out a way to earn a living, make some money, live, comfortably so I don't have to worry about, anything else that goes on in the future. Definitely support Minzy in that decision because it definitely didn't feel like they were going anywhere fast. So she's taken the initiative to make a change in her life as opposed to letting YG be the one that, directs that. And overall, I can't say that it's a bad choice. I can't say that, I don't support it because, whatever makes a person happy, whatever they want to do, whatever they think is right for them, I want to support that. And I definitely think that, it's a good choice for her. If she thinks it is, then I think it's a good choice for her. I will support her, and I'm looking forward to seeing what she's going to do next, or if she's just going to decide that she doesn't want to do it anymore and just going to, live a normal life from now on. And then what is the future of 21? What is going to happen with that? Is CL ever going to make her US debut? Who knows? Specifically, there are a lot of things that are going to come out of this, and it very well might have changed the future. This may have changed the future dramatically from what the plan was. Who knows though? No one knows. No one's going to know. But just lots of things to speculate and think about, and that's interesting, a lot of fun, and people definitely will take that and they will run with it. So there you go. That is the gist of it. Of course, Minzy has left 21 and YG Entertainment. Quite not really particularly shocking news to me, but I don't know. So what do you think of this whole entire thing? If you have some very strong emotional responses, let it flow and all of that stuff. What are your conspiracy theories regarding this, or any of the other stuff that goes on beyond this? Let me know down in the comments or on social media, on Twitter and Facebook. Talk constructive, all of that, get emotional, do whatever it is that you want to do down in the comments or on social media. So that is going to be it for this video. As always, I'm going to thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye. Inspiring, it's bland, it's boring, it's generic, it's a bunch of very underwhelming, all of the underwhelming and adjectives that I can use to describe this song as average or below average as far as a song is concerned. But the big thing, I guess, that I'm taking after further